I am so interested in international law because state is a lawmaker as well as um, subject to international law. So there's a dynamism in international law. Um, so um, the, which distinguishes international law from domestic law that interested me a lot. When I was doing my bachelor degree, I was a failed student, so I didn't pass the exam of international law as a bachelor student. So, but at the same time, I I failed almost all of the exams when I was doing a bachelor degree. But my friend asked me to become a member of the moot court club, and I really enjoyed all the discussions. But again, I was a failed member. I could not win any competition. But in my third year, we had to choose one of the seminars which we are supposed to belong to. That was compulsory, and the international law was the only choice for me because I didn't know anything about other fields of law. So I belonged to the seminar of international law, and again I was a sort of failed member in that seminar. But the lecturer or professor who was governing the seminar was retiring, and I don't remember a lot, but some his perspective just attracted me, and I thought, well, perhaps if I keep studying and if I continue to study international law, there might be some day that I can have some perspective, that perspective. Um, then, then again, I didn't think of becoming an academic around that time. Then actually, I was going to apply for a job at banks, and I got a job. But then I thought, well, perhaps it would be a pity for me if I gave up all the international law field. So I decided to apply for the LLM at the same university. But then I didn't decided. I hadn't decided then if I really wanted to go into the academia. Then once I entered into the LLM course, just the international law fascinated me. I'm particularly focused on international criminal law, and my specialty is international jurisdiction. The jurisdiction is state ability or capacity to make and apply law and enforce it. And this is one of the core of the dynamism of international law that I believe. I have been looking at how jurisdiction is made and used in the field of international criminal law as well as international law of the sea. And I have been teaching general course of international law, and also I have been trying to introduce a sort of moot court training in one of my seminar. But for Japanese, it is quite hard to read all the international court materials because it is written in either in English or French. So I decided to make moot court cases focusing on domestic court cases, which somehow refer to international rules. So, for instance, the deportation or the asylum seeking, and there have been several cases which is involved in the recognition of the status of refugees or the status of foreigners, which has been in which the international law has been referred to. So, or international law has been referred to, or international law has been applied to. So I, I, my motive is that um, making students going through all the process, or making students experience as an applicant or a defendant, and trying to use international law. Um, they may have some idea about how international law is related to our own society. In Japan, we have been trained as a positivist, so we don't believe in there's another approaches to international law. So all we do is to look at state practices and what state says, what court says. But then, so when I came to UK, I was so intrigued by the fact that people are talking about approaches and theories, and so I was. And then I realized that there are different approaches to international law, different perspectives to international law. That was really fascinating. Um, at this moment, Japanese universities has getting involved in all of the reform process, and we have to do a lot of um, um, administrative jobs in order, and we have to talk a lot about and how to reform our educational system, which is fascinating, and the I that is one of yeah that is why I can introduce moot court cases into one of my seminars, but at the same time, it decreases our time to do research, and the fund there is a cut for our research fund, so that is I think that is disastrous, and I think this, and we don't know where reform is going, and so I think that one of the challenges that we are facing with Japanese universities that we don't have time to research, and but still we need to reform our systems in order to meet the expectation of society. So yes, that's one of the challenges. When I defended my PhD thesis, I feel a bit miserable because I didn't think I did a great performance. But then I did my then that another idea started to started to develop from what I did, and I'm in a process of enjoying the development at this moment. So I cannot identify which moment which moment was the most enjoyable one, but I'm in the process of enjoying all the development process of my idea. I have never thought about, I have never identified myself as an female scholar, but then I think that perhaps I try not to think, or try not to identify myself as a female scholar, because I don't want to be I don't want to be regarded as being privileged as a female scholar, or being privileged as a, or the, in contrast, or being this privileged as a female scholar. So I wanted to identify myself as a scholar, just a scholar, but perhaps I I realized that perhaps that's sort of obsession, or that's one of my bias I have. I, so I feel like I need to be more open about, or I'm open about talking about um, how what kind of challenges or what kind of benefit I can enjoy as a female scholar. But is that this is I have I've just started realizing this perspective. So I still have a lot of ideas about how I can identify myself as a female scholar. But yes, I think I've been sort of enlightened by this initiative.